This is gonna be all. Alright. Can I get a mic check, please? I guess I should like I should shit. I should like sit up, but man I'm tired. I just kinda wanna sit back. What do you mean? Okay, I'm audible? Yeah. That's not the kind of mic check I was hoping for. Mic sounds good. Not too much background noise from what you call it? Not too much background noise from my fans, right? Sorry I'm a little bit late tonight. I'm trying to find the file. Oh wait, I found it, okay. Stream really sounds a little compressed. A little compressed. Wait, let me listen to it. Wait.
Does that change anything? I don't know if it does.
Let me talk to this one. Okay. Huh. Should all be connected. Sounds better. Okay. Well, I hope that worked. Wait, are you sure it doesn't sound bad? Cause it's the background noise is so loud for me. Is it different on Twitch? Wait. Let me turn that off. Wait, actually? You know? Somehow... it doesn't sound as bad on Twitch. That's really strange. I don't know why it sounds different. I know it's Shimidoku. I know. I'm just, Here, I come out of my little hole. I come out of my hole. I'll sit up. I mean, the fan noise in the background is kind of audible, so I kind of want to turn that off. But it's also pretty hot tonight. Hello. I am the evil upon the 3DO, or I guess in this case, the 7DO. The cute model? Yeah. Oh, this is the cute model. You don't like my normal model? You know, it's okay if you don't like my normal model. I mean, I like my normal model, but that's okay. I am planning to run a subathon/donathon next month to get a proper model for this design. I can show. Wait, I don't have my phone. Life-sized Kie 310. This is more like 3 inches. And hello, Tyson. Hello. Thank you for the resub. Thank you. I can actually show you guys something because it's just about done. I'm just waiting for the artist to send me the final files. But I can send you guys something. I have not saved it yet though. Let me see. I guess I could. I guess I can No, I can't do that. Let me just save this to my desktop real quick. Let me give you guys some tappies to fill the blank space in your hearts with my tappies. Alright, Alright, I have something to show you guys. Are you ready? You guys can pick. Do you want to see the pink or the blue first? Pink or blue? Which one would you like to see first? Also, I'm gonna take off my headset. Because that will help cool down a little bit. Yellow? There is no yellow. You guys all saying pink! God damn. Okay. Alright then. You guys all just want to see the pink one. I see how it is. You don't want to see the blue anymore. Oh shit, I resized the wrong thing. You don't want to see the blue Kie anymore, huh? You only want to see the pink Edo? Alright, sorry, I've got to really scuffedly resize this. I'm just gonna put it on top of the entire string. So all the plushies I actually do have a lot of the plushies in the background. I couldn't find some of the plushies that I have. Some of them are like different colors of plushies that I have, but I do have a lot of the plushies that are in the background. I'll tell you which ones I have in a second. But I ordered a reference sheet commission for e-bill, and it is just about done. I am waiting for the final files from the artist, but I am super excited. We have the pink version, and then we have the blue version, and it's the same details, it's just different colors. So, but yeah, I like the blue version. I think it looks pretty nice. I mean, I like both versions a lot, but pink is, you know, is the e-bill color. Wait, it's not weird. The cookie is regular color. I know, I'm so sorry. For anyone who doesn't know the previous references I made for Evil, I accidentally made her cookie blue. And I made the blue version. I colored the cookie too on accident, and so there's the reference of Evil where she has a blue cookie. I have had artists send me art back where the cookie is blue, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm a dumbass, that's my fault. Could you make the cookie normal colored? Do we have to learn the names of all the plushies to be your friend? Maybe. You have to learn at least a couple of them, okay? At least a couple. Also, hello, Nakanki. Hello. But I will show you guys the blue one more time, okay? Not that it's much different, but this is our official e-bill design, okay? Official e-bill. Let me tell you guys what my favorite details are, okay? Alright, let me tell you my favorite details. Okay. My favorite details. Okay? I think it speaks for itself. Yes? My favorite details. I gotta reset it now. Okay. What else? Oh, hold on. My other favorite details? Hold on. Sorry, I'm going from the corners, my bad. My other favorite details? Okay. This is my other favorite details. Right there. Okay? You guys understand? Alright. What else? I like the little sun that she has on her hip. I think it's really cute. I like her face. She has my favorite horns, okay? It's all around, it's just so good. It's just so good. So one thing that's kind of hard to see, but I will try to zoom in enough to see it. I'm sorry this is a really scuffed way of doing this. Fuck it, it's in the line. No, I'll give you both eyes. Okay. So there's a couple of details that might be hard to notice. Okay, especially because it's all pixely. She has a mole on her face, okay? And also her, I wonder if I can change it colors like this. I can't. So I guess you can't really see it yet. You won't be able to see it until I get like the higher quality version of it, but she does have kind of pupils, kind of. The thighs are in. Yes, they are. I'm so glad you agree. Agree that I'm a big woman liker? I am also a big woman liker. You got competition. There's the heart eyes facial expression. We'll get that eventually. Or if you want that, here. I'll give you some of the other evil art that has it. Okay, I saved it on my desktop. Just need to be careful. I don't put the wrong thing on stream. My career is like about to end here in 2 seconds. I think they did it in this one. Yeah, you can see. Okay, this one's really nice, by the way. I really like how this smells. I mean, the horns are really thin, but this one has the heart eyes. This one's really nice, though. I really like it. It's safe for work. She's clothed, but it does show her panties. I used this for one of the ASMR stream thumbnails. Is it for one of the stream thumbnails? This one's much more normal though. Here you go. Put it over there, over here. Over, can you look at it? Ooh. Yes, there she is. Very hot. Very hot adult evil. So there are 2 evils. I don't know if you guys noticed that. I can see your panties, thank you. I finished. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. But I don't know if you guys have noticed. Some of you have definitely noticed. Some of you might not have noticed. But not only is there pink and blue evil, there is also a small evil like me right now, and there's a big evil too. So you know what? It is quite funny, huh? Yeah, wait, you had too many vodka Red Bulls, need kisses to counter the caffeine. Aw, hang in there. We'll have some kisses tonight. It's okay. It's such a funny comment. That usually doesn't mean anything, right? Because all I did was I showed you guys some of the art, which was completely safe for work. She's just very hot. But it's very funny. It's very funny. Alright, so, I hope you guys all had a good day today. I hope it was a very good day today. This is our last stream of this week. There will not be a stream tomorrow. Unless for some reason I feel like... likely not though, because I'm going out tomorrow to eat. So... You actually woke up at a reasonable time for once? I'm so proud of you! Wait, does that mean that you woke up just before joining Discord earlier? I did nothing, it was great. But that's good. Doing nothing is good sometimes too, you know? But tonight, it is a special occasion where I will make a fool of myself reading very, very bad fanfiction that I wrote 10 years ago. When I was 15. I will hydrate, thank you. Some nice water sounds. But I read some of it last night. It is 11 pages. It will probably not fill up the entire stream duration. So after I read it, probably, I don't know. I had a thought of what I would do today, and I forgot. I forgot. Fuck. We'll do whatever we want. We'll yap. Before we start, can we get an I love you? Aww. I do love you, Air. I love you guys for all showing up and hanging out with me. And I especially love all of you who have been playing Power World with me these last 2 days. Thanks a bunch for coming and hanging out with me. I hope we can hang out some more tomorrow when I'm not streaming. But thank you, and I love you guys. There you go. My honest feelings. But I am not mentally prepared for tonight because this is gonna be very, very, very embarrassing to read. I don't know how I'm gonna make it through this. I actually have a belter of an ASMR request? Like a funny ASMR request? What does that mean? Can you blow in my ears? Sure thing. Ignore my throat noises. Oh, that's embarrassing. I had dinner just before this. I'm sorry. Alright, how is that ear blowing? Is it just right, or is it too loud, or is it too soft? Cuddling and affectioning us surprise for a better dinner later, I bet. Of course, I must fatten you up in love before I bite into you. Whenever you get my right ear, I can feel it down my side. That's great. There's your ear blower. I feel like I'm like blow, 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 blow. Also, I hope that you guys enjoyed that I'm small upon the mic today. Alright. Meals taste best when they're made with love? Exactly. So, are you guys ready to get into the cringe? Are you ready for something awful? I don't know why, but whenever I have certain sounds in my ear, I just get this weird feeling in my side. You know, that's normal. That's ASMR. That's what it is. Dragon romance. If only it was about romancing a dragon. Instead, it's so much more cringe. It's called a tingle. Well, tingles are ASMR. It's the auto-sensory meridian response. So yeah, tingles are part of the ASMR feeling. They are ASMR tingles, I guess. I don't know. At least to my understanding, that's how it is. I will give you guys so beyond. No, that's not what I was gonna say. I will give you guys some book ASMR too. English shouldn't make me come into my side. Sometimes they do though. That's just how it is. Alright. You guys ready? I'm gonna start reading now, okay? Oh, hold on. Let me move this leg a bit out the way. So that way I don't bump into it. We'll just tie that up onto there. Okay. You printed the fanfic? I did not print the fanfic. I did not. But you can pretend that I did, okay? Okay, there's no title for this story except for a short story, English 11B, Unit 8, Number 2, Final Draft. You're already sleepy? That's good. Alright kids, Tomorrow we will be learning how to fight a dragon. The class roared in excitement at hearing this announcement. Of course, we will only be starting with small captive dragons. The class let out in awe and disappointment, and the teacher smiled. But we will all be expected to be able to complete a solo trial in a week's time. This probably was the first draft, I'm not gonna lie. I slouched in my seat a bit upon hearing this. Solo trials, she said. I've only ever been supported by others in these kinds of things. Maybe I'll be able to skip school that day or convince Mrs. Teacher to let someone help me. Although last time she did that, she got quite upset that I made my partner do all the work. I let out a sigh and stared out the window at the clouds passing by, stretching my arms above me as the bell began to ring. That is all for today, everyone. Class is dismissed, she said, giving the cue for everyone to leave class. Don't forget tonight's homework assignment and pop quiz day after tomorrow. Everyone moved to her at the door, not paying much attention to the teacher's final announcements. I savored the final relaxing moments of sitting down before grabbing my bag and joining everyone else in the hall. After walking through the halls, I arrived at my locker, up on the 3rd floor of the building. Such a far walk from class. If I could only move down to the 1st floor and not have to take the extra walk to my locker before going home. Sighing it again, someone taps my shoulder behind me. I slowly turned around to find out who would want to talk to me at such a time. How you doing there? They said, giving me a warm smile. Oh, chat, I say, a bit surprised. What, you didn't expect me? How could I let you go home alone? He said, with that warm and gentle smile still playing across their face. I know. Just a bit spaced out is all. Sorry, I said, a bit shy, turning back to my locker to hide my embarrassment. Are you worried about the solo trials? I could help you if you like. No, it's fine. It is solo after all. I have to do it on my own, so... Their smile turned into a grin. If you're sure about that, good luck then. I'll always be here if you change your mind, you know. Also, thank you for the follow link, Oblivion. Thank you, dude. Is this a divergence fanfic? No, this is something I wrote when I was 15. We were cringing at it. Thanks for the offer, but I'll be fine, I say as I turn around to face him finally. If you say so. They reach for my hand to hold on to. But I'm still not letting you walk home alone today. I am such a lucky girlfriend. I took their hand and began walking next to him, feeling a bit more relieved but still rather worried. Although, there goes my hopes of assistance for the trial. I sighed inwardly a moment as we began our long journey down the stairs of the 3rd floor. I am so sorry that this is what you have found my stream from. But thank you for the follow. Everyone arrived at school the next day full of anticipation for today's lessons. Mrs. Teacher opened the classroom door to let the class in, and we all pushed and shoved our way in, trying to get the first glimpse at what we will do today. Although, to our disappointment, it had been well hidden. Taking our seats nervously and curiously, we sat through the day's announcements, waiting for the lesson to begin. It could be worse. I wrote a Red Dead Redemption fanfic for a school assignment. I wrote this for a school assignment. It's really bad. Just wait. As I told everyone yesterday, Mrs. Teacher began, we will be beginning to learn how to fight dragons. The class stared at her a moment, unsure of what to do other than wait for her to continue. We will start with the smallest species of dragons, which are the easiest for us to domesticate and the most docile. The class began to murmur amongst itself, curious of what these dragons would be like, and if they would make a good house pet. I've got to zoom in a bit, because it's kind of hard for me to read. So, where's the zoom? There's no zoom button. Fuck it. Hold on. We did the old-fashioned way. Sorry, my eyesight's not the best. Wait, so you got higher than a B minus? I got perfect scores on almost everything in high school. So I likely got a perfect score on this, except for like a couple like typos. Which were like not huge. Nerd? Yes. Well, I told you guys, I think yesterday, my junior year math class, I had like 115% as my final grade. Alright. But do not be mistaken, these are still dragons. Though they may not look it, they have the potential to ruthlessly kill any of us here if we are not careful. The class fell silent. The mention of being killed made everyone give the teacher a serious and sharp attention. Many students had lost something to a dragon before, so the threat of one was no joke to us. Although, it had decreased in recent years due to the now mandatory training we all received in school. Our teacher began to pull something out from under her desk, a small box covered in a black sheet. No sound or movement could be heard from it, but we all knew what must be inside of the box. A dragon. Although, a very small one. The class remained silent as our teacher slowly removed the sheet and carefully lifted out the small reptilian-like creature. Everyone stared in quiet awe, waiting for some kind of movement from it. A dragon. A real live dragon. I had never seen a dragon before now, and it was something of curiosity for me, as for everyone else in class as well. Mrs. Teacher began to gently prod it back to wake it, and it greeted us all with a great big yawn. It's actually kind of cute, to be honest. Are we really going to be fighting something so innocent? The dragon regarded the classroom of students a moment, before letting small licks of flame out of its nose and resting its head back down. She brought out a small rodent from inside the box as well, and tried to coax the dragon into eating it, to which it lifted an eyelid for a moment before closing it right away again. Dragons do not usually obey an order given to them, and tend to be rebellious instead, seeking to perform the exact opposite action from which they are ordered to. As an example, she moved the rodent away from the dragon, gaining its interest, and causing it to try to chase after it. The dragon reached out with its strong scaled jaws to catch the tip of the mouse in its in its teeth. Then it pulled back on it, making a bloody scene for the class to watch. Okay, well, maybe not so innocent. But the thing is, I still really like dragons. I still really like dragons. I don't think that much is cringe. But, well, let's just say that dragons aren't the cringe part of this. We're about to get into the cringe part of this. 2 days down, 5 more to go. I can do this. Maybe. I struggled carrying the pile of handouts up to the 3rd floor. Sadly, I can't leave these behind. I'll need them for tonight's homework. I sighed internally, imagining the walk back down the stairs. Well, the sooner I get started, the sooner it's over. I turned around, and there they were. Hey, need some help with those? They offered. Sure. My heart skipped a beat as he took the handouts from me and started walking. I quickly followed them, unsure how to show him my thanks. Have you started studying the textbook yet? He asked casually. No, not yet. I don't know how much it would help me at the moment. I doubt it would be much help if I started so early. Don't start too late, though. Don't you remember what happened last time you did that? They chided me. Well, yeah, but it wouldn't have much effect if I started so soon. I would just forget it all before it was time for the trials. I guess, but you still shouldn't put it off so long, they warned me. I know. Don't you worry about me. I have a master plan to study this time around. I bet you do, they said, looking at me skeptically. I do, thank you very much. I glared at them for not trusting me. I plan to start soon, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, but soon, nonetheless. Right. He was unimpressed and could see right through me. He knows. But he doesn't know I know, right? We continued on our way home in a bit of an awkward silence. Thanks, by the way, I said after a bit. No problem. Good luck with your... He paused. Master plan. I glared at him again and walked on ahead of him. Me. It's not even the worst part yet, but it's still kind of cringe. Oh, hello, Gotira. Hello, hello. Oh, you like dragons? Name 5 dragons? Alright, bet. Do we count the regular dragon as a type of dragon? This is so Kyoko? Kyoko? What is Kyoko? Anyways, alright. Named dragons? Oh wait, like dragons that have names? I thought you like meant like lindworms and eastern dragons and kittens and wyverns and drakes. Oh, character AI core. I wrote this when I was 15. Character AI was not a thing back then. Named dragons though? Let's see, there's Pathinax, there's Aragon. I could try to do dragon. Does the Ender Dragon count? I can try to do like one dragon from like they do like 5 different series. Let's say Pathinax, Ender Dragon, Aragon. Wait, not Aragon. What was the shit? It's been forever since I read Aragon. I don't remember the names of any of the dragons. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I remember like there was like the blue dragon, and her name had I think like an S. Alduin. Shit, what was Alduin from again? Wait, Alduin is from Skyrim, isn't it? Saphira, that's what it was. I was trying to remember because it was like something blue. Party Snacks is my favorite dragon. Fafnir and Nidhogg. Fafnir and Nidhogg, I guess they kind of count, but I know that you collabed with a dragon a few weeks ago. Collabed with a dragon. You guys. Hold on. I need to set you guys straight a moment, okay? I need to set you straight. Hold on. Oh shit, wrong button. Hold on. Give me 1 second to set you straight. Hold on. This one. Yeah, Fafnir and Nidhogg are from Ireland. Myth. Yes. Alright. You guys, you may forget. Some of you might not even know, but I am a dragon. I am a dragon, okay? I don't just like dragons. I am a dragon, alright? Alright, I have scales, I have horns, I have wings, I have tails. I am a dragon. Glad I was born with eyes. Yeah, and this isn't even my best outfit. I thought you were a succubus? No, we had a succubus outfit on earlier. Explains the dragon alert. I read it when I was 15, okay? Like 10 years ago. I did not expect that 10 years later I was gonna be streaming as a dragon on Twitch, okay? Blue Eyes White Dragon, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon, Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Jet Dragon, that's another dragon from Power. Let's see, there's the wyverns from Ark. I really like the wyverns in Ark. But you mentioned the Ashen Dragons. I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm like trying to... There's not enough dragons, okay? There's not enough dragons. Right? There's the dragon in the RuneScape open world like survival craft game. There's that dragon. There's a lot of dragons, right? But like Dragon D's. Dragon D's nuts. Oh. Only I'm allowed to make that joke, okay? I'm the dragon, therefore only I get to make that joke. Alright? There's Deidre? I don't know Deidre. Did the dragon in Shrek have a name? I don't think she did. I don't remember if she did. I mean, Donkey's name was literally Donkey, so like I think they might have just called her Dragon. I don't know if she had a name though. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen Shrek. It's been so long. We're getting distracted by the topic of dragons, but while we're on the topic of dragons, I really like dragons, you guys, okay? Alright? Okay? Capiche? I like dragons a lot. Also, normally I am a blue dragon, but right now I have changed color to a red dragon. Okay. I'm trying like I'm like now I'm just thinking like, what are the other dragons? Ah, yes, there's a lot of dragons in World of Warcraft, right? There's like Alexstrasza, and there's Chromie, and there's the I'm trying to remember the like bronze dragonflight guy. Like I feel like I should remember his name, but I don't remember it. The Welsh dragon and Albion the white dragon. It's like the dragon Elizabeth. Who was the dragon that was about the sky? That was Deathwing. That was Deathwing. But I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's Nose Dormo. I think it was. I think it was Nose Dormo. That's how I should remember. His name is hard to remember. Alexstrasza, of course, you gotta remember her. There was Ysera, rest in peace. What other dragons was there? There was like there's Emigosa. I remember Emigosa. Emigosa is really cute. Emigosa is very minor though. Chromie is also a dragon. Yeah, I listed Chromie. Yeah, Emigosa. There's all the Ghostas. Malygos. Yeah, Malygos is another one. I'm trying to remember who was with Emigosa. I don't remember though. It's been too long. It's funny that I remember Emigosa and not the other ones. Because like Emigosa was just like, I think Emigosa was the one that you get as a companion. So it's like minor character, but I really liked the dragon companion. Oh man. But yes, I love dragons. I got really into Ark for a long time because there was dragons. I hate to say it, but when I was in college, I paid for a carry, not with real money, mind you, not with real money, but when I was in college, I didn't have enough time to play World of Warcraft, right? So I paid for a carry to get the ahead of the curve dragon, which is like, for anyone who doesn't know what that means, it's basically like if you beat a raid on like the second to hardest mode before the new raids come out, you get a mount. A whole book about dragonology and dragon morphology. So yeah, wait. Growing up, okay, I played this web game called Dragon Cave, where you collect dragon eggs and then you have people click on them and then they hatch into dragons. I played that for years, even though there's literally no gameplay. I played that game for years with my sister too, but I loved that so much. I remember some of my I played through RLcraft and Minecraft just because I wanted to have the dragon pets. Okay, look at now we got dragon click. Yeah, it's so much better. It's so much better. I've gotten so distracted from reading and even changed models. And oh, for what? For dragons. Dragons are wonderful. But let me go back to the other model. Ebel is like crying in the corner as we speak, having been forgotten for the sake of dragons. Technically she is a dragon, but I don't have a model for her, so I don't have a model for her. So she's just shit. I gotta remember what the key combination is. There we go. I don't have a model for her, so she's not really a dragon at the moment. But that's okay. Wait. Okay. She is back. She is back in business. Yeah. Alright. How to Tame Your Dragon VTuber. I saw that they made did they make like a live action of How to Tame Your Dragon? Something like that. Man, I did like How to Tame Your Dragon too. I did really like that. It was very cute. I just really like dragons. I know it's not like a normal thing for girls to be really into, but I really like dragons. I could probably name a bunch of different like types of dragons if only I did not have the brain of Swiss cheese and I can't remember anything. I have the memory of the goldfish. How does one tame a dragon VTuber? Give her a cat. You're halfway there. Hit 50 subs, okay? Give 50 subs. No, how do you tame a dragon VTuber? You help her fund a dragon model, of course. What's the other half? Cookies, of course. Of course it would be cookies. Wait, should I like showcase? Wait, maybe I should. Maybe I should showcase the art. I keep going to check my phone and see if like the artist has sent me the files yet. But I don't have my phone with me right now. I asked my roommate to oh shit. I asked my roommate to find Uma for me while I'm streaming tonight. So that way I can finish the event on time. Sorry. I'm gonna put this down in the corner so we can show it off for tonight. There we go. Down in this corner. Out of the way. Hopefully it's not too small, I guess. I'm gonna put it down over here. No, down under here. Wait a second. That's not gonna work. Okay, she's gonna have to be above it. Sorry. Actually, oh, I grabbed the wrong thing. Hold on. There's so many things overlapped onto each other that it's kind of difficult. Alright. There we go. That's perfect. Since I love dragons, I get the feeling you also love all those isekai with dragon girlfriends. Yes. 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 Since we're distracted, can I have a good night message in some unusual because I'm EP? Oh, okay. Well, let me move my book out the way. Have a very good night, Esther. I am proud of you for waking up on time, since you said you did. But I'm also proud of you for going to bed at a little bit more of a reasonable time. And I am proud of you for all the work you had done today, for coming to hang out today for a little bit. Sorry, that was my cat. But I'm proud of you for hanging in there and for coming by to hang out and to say hi and to listen and chat for a bit. And I hope you have a wonderful night tonight. And I hope you sleep well and have sweet dreams. And I will see you probably tomorrow. But if you're busy tomorrow, then I'll see you Monday. But. I hope you have sweet dreams. Sleep well. And good night. Good night. You are a very good girl. So, sleep well. You deserve it. Yes, I know some girls like the dragons too, but the different ones. Well, I really like dragons. I just really like dragons. Dragons are really cool. I don't know. They're just really cool. They have scales and wings and tails, and they're just cool. I don't know what else to say. Dragons are they're just really cool. I don't know. We're not even halfway done reading the story tonight. I'm scared. It's been like almost an hour. I'm scared. Okay, let's get back to it. Alright. The third day came and left in what felt like a blink of an eye, bringing us all ever closer to the date of our trials. I wasn't understanding a lot of what Mrs. Teacher said, though, about dragon anatomy and mating patterns, and how to differentiate between the kinds that are more dangerous and moderately dangerous. They're still kinda cute, though. Mrs. Teacher has kept the first dragon she showed us as an example for many of the lectures she has been giving us, although often to its displeasure. Successful distraction, yeah. The fourth day marked the beginning of our field practice, away from the books and classroom and onto the field with our fake tools of dragon destruction, or as we called them, fake Todd. Our field instructor, Mr. Teacher, was an old middle-aged man. I realized, I wrote this when I was 15, so in my mind, old and middle-aged was the same thing. Old middle-aged man. It's an oxymoron, I don't know. Was an old middle-aged man who was obsessed with fighting dragons. Once he was a famous hero in his field, but now he has been retired, and for good reason, we all believe. So, beginning with Todd's safety protocols. First, never point your Todd at another person. These are highly dangerous weapons capable of blasting a human being to small itsy-bitsy pieces and scattering those pieces around like confetti. Old middle-aged, is he 28? I was probably thinking more 30 or 40. The class looked at their Tods with a bit of fear, unsure if they were really up to this or not. Second, he continued on his rambling. Don't leave your Tod on when you are not using it. They use large amounts of energy when they are on and inactive, and are a potential threat when left unattended. Mr. Teacher stared intently at the students who had curiously switched their Tod on. Most switched theirs off instantly, although one poor boy was too afraid to move and show that he had done so as well, till his Tod began to whir and make strange noise, and Mr. Teacher walked over to shut it off himself. Third, he continued, as the class was silent, you will all do as I say, when I say. There will be no curiosity in this field. That will only result in death. He glared at every student as he finished, then turned back around to begin practice. At the end of practice, everyone was beaten tired, and some of us were even beaten tired. Why did they have to hire such a crazy person to teach us to use weapons? Is this even safe? I stared up at the first set of stairs with dread, feeling the hopelessness of the coming trials sink in. Am I even going to be able to... There was a hug from behind. Are you feeling well? It was quite tiring today, wasn't it? They said in a muffled voice behind me. I'm dead. Literally dead. I don't think I can make it up there today. But I left my handouts from yesterday up there. I sighed, a bit melancholic. How about you sit down here and relax, and I'll go run up and get them for you. He offered so sweetly and enticingly, and as if on cue, my legs began to give away. Maybe that would be fine, I trailed off, resting on a bench nearby as he began to run up the stairs. I know I told him I would start studying, but I just haven't been able to. Maybe if I begin tonight, I might be able to pass? But I'm usually pretty bad at this stuff, whether or not I study. To be honest, studying might not even help such a lost cause as myself. Staring up at the afternoon sky, with the sun softly warming my skin and face, I drifted off into a short nap. So hello, reload. Hello. I woke up to the feeling of having my hair brushed. Mom? No. Mom hasn't done this in so long. It feels so calming, though. What was I worrying about before anyways? Maybe I can just sleep a bit longer. I opened my eyes a bit to see what was happening. Good morning, sleepyhead, a soft, welcoming voice told me. Above me, someone was brushing my hair aside with their hand, and an evening sky sprawled out far above us. Hello. What happened? I asked as I wiped the sleep from my eyes. You fell asleep while waiting for me to get back. Sorry, he apologized to me. How much time is there left before the trials? Only 3 days, he paused. Have you been studying? No, I said simply. Why not? He asked a bit surprised. It's just... I'm worried it might not help if I do. I've tried before, but the result has always been the same. I sighed and stared up at the dim stars just becoming visible above us. He began to caress my face as I lay there. Why not just come study with me? I can help you with anything you don't understand. Are you sure that would be fine? I wouldn't want to interrupt your studies just so you could help me, I said a bit timid. He leaned down to softly kiss my forehead and whispered, I love you. Why would it bother me? Well, I whispered quietly, I love you too. I buried my face into his side to hide my embarrassment. A good end to the day and good help for the trials. Really, the luckiest girlfriend ever. I'm sorry. It's so bad. It's so bad. Wait, it's 5 a.m. finally a bit cozy. It's time to hopefully fall asleep. I hope you do fall asleep. Were you 14 when you wrote this? Yes, I literally was 14 or 15. I think I was 15 when I wrote this. I was 15. You're sorry for not saying it earlier. It's so bad. I was so painfully teenage girl when I wrote this. I wrote this 10 years ago in high school when I was 15 for an English assignment. It is 11 pages long. I was saying it last night. It's 11 pages long. It is not double spaced. It is normal spacing, size 12, Times New Roman. Alright? I somehow managed to write an 11-page short story in high school that was really bad. And I probably did not even need to write that much for an English assignment. Yes! You're the kind of teenage girl who had crazy little fantasies? Well, I had to turn this into class. I didn't go that crazy now. I did have to turn this in. My teacher had to read this. I feel so bad for her. 11 pages! Did I have to present it? God, no. I was in charter school when I wrote this, probably. Because this is what, English 11B? So, I might have been 16. I might have been 16. Yeah, I might have been 16. Don't tell me you wrote hand-holding with interlocking fingers, so scandalous. No. The juicy still wasn't submitted to class. Let's not go there, let's not go there. The next 2 days passed quite similar. Beginning with a brief review from Mrs. Teacher. By the way, the names are not Mrs. Teacher in chat and Mr. Teacher. I just, I did use names of real people, so I'm just leaving them out. I'm changing the names. Beginning with a brief review from Mrs. Teacher, then the practice with Mr. Teacher, and finishing the day studying and practicing with chat. I was learning a lot, but I still worried that it might not be enough to get me through the trial. By the way, the name is not chat. I named like the other character after like an actual person, which makes this so much worse, okay? I literally named it after like a boyfriend I had when I was a teenager, okay? It makes it so much worse. This is literally like a fan fiction between me and my first boyfriend. It's awful. You're dead, yeah. That's why I was dying so much to try like starting to read this last night. I already read all these parts last night, so it's not as bad the second time. I'm scared for what comes afterwards. I was learning a lot, but I was still worried that it might not be enough to get me through the trial. I was spending almost every moment of the day preparing for it, and finally, the last day came, the day of the solo trial. Mind you, okay, right now, we are on page 5. Okay, we are getting to the final day, the day of the trial. We are on page 5 of 11. We're not even halfway done, and we're at the end of the story. I went to school and he wrote this. The good thing is, I was in charter school when I wrote this, so like I had like no classmates. There was like no kids at my school. It was literally like an office building. It was not even an office building. It was like the size of like a FedEx office or something, okay? It was like a post office size building, and there was like no more than 20 students at a time. It was about me, I was away. But at the end of it, because she was too good for me. Actually, I'm the one that broke up with him. It was kind of like that. It was kind of like that. Not because I was too good for him or anything, but just like, I grew up and he didn't. She wrote it after reading Twilight? Well, that is technically true. Although I read Twilight many years before this. I read Twilight when I was 12. I wrote this 4 years later. Alright? This was after I read a fuck ton of like teenage romance novels and stuff. So, I mean, I had read some pretty spicy stuff, but I wasn't about to turn in spicy stuff to my teacher. Everyone arrived at class chock full of anticipation and excitement, and the dragon Mrs. Teacher had been using was sitting obediently on her desk now. Still alive, after the week. Perhaps there's some hope for me then. Alright, I'll give it my best. Down here in the south, we don't have no little fancy charter schools. That's okay. Those up there about some teenage werewolf wanting to marry me. Exactly. Listen up, everyone. Settle down. Mrs. Teacher waited for everyone to be seated and silent. Today is the day you have all been waiting for. A week full of studying and practice, all for this solo trial. I wish you all the best of luck, and be careful, everyone. She began to hand out the first part of the solo trial, the written trial. 40 minutes passed, and I finally was able to hand in the first part and head into the second part. well, the second party is what I wrote. The second part was the true test. More than just answering questions on a paper, it was actual real-life practice. It was also much more difficult. Would I even be able to finish on time? Every worry I had been having since the first day was coming back to me at full force. "Hey, how are you?" a playful voice asked from behind me. Turning back around a bit, staring, I welcomed such a pleasant sight before me, with the simple, "Chat." "Good luck. You got this. I just completed mine and it wasn't as difficult as we expected," he said, patting my head. "I'll try my best then," I said quietly, extremely nervous. "Good then. I'll be waiting for you when you finish," he said as he kissed my forehead. "Thanks for everything," I said as I quickly ran in embarrassed. I'm so sorry, I was so cringe. Well, actually, to be honest, I do really like headpads, so... And then it's like, writing it is cringe, but I do really like headpads, though. Well, wait a second. Wait, the results of the solo trials were released a few days later, after the first wave of excitement from them settled down. Everyone was eager to find out what they had received on their trial. Breaking through the crowd of people and desperately searching through the list of names, everyone was competing to find theirs first and be the first to pass. Upon reaching it myself, after the crowd died down a bit, I found my name towards the end. I passed. I actually passed. I can't believe it. After all the work I did, I really passed? I was so ecstatic that I couldn't help but jump for joy in the middle of the crowd. All that hard work really did pay off. If you like them then, I'd be surprised if they didn't bug you now? What, wait, headpads? Also, apparently it's not 11 pages. Apparently, it's like written twice. I don't know why. Because it says finish, and then it's like almost like the entire thing like pasted again. So it's 6 pages long. Okay. Oh, people don't like getting their hair messed up? I mean, I like if you're giving me a noogie, but like having someone pat your head's like a little different, you know? I don't know. I like having my hair brushed, kind of. And I like having my pet. That was it, apparently, yeah. I thought it was a lot more, because it said 11 pages. But the ending is on page 6. It's just, it's like, oh, all that hard work really did pay off. And then we will only be starting with Small Cat the Dragon, so So I think I must have at some point, several years ago, well, before turning it in, I guess, accidentally copy-pasted all of it. True, I put my dog differently from headpads. Yeah. That was it. Which now I feel kind of bad and I just finished it yesterday. I had to do it today too. Fuck. I fooled myself. I screwed myself over. I don't know if I have any other short stories saved that I wrote as a teenager. I remember writing that one. Let's see. Oh wait, what is this one? Oh, this is something I wrote recently. I won't read it now. Let's see. I've got a bunch of like English assignments and stuff, so I could look for something else to read. I've got the sequel to Oliver Twist. You know, do I really want to read this? It's 2 pages, and it's just like it's supposed to be like a, like after story for Oliver Twist. To be Kie Kyoko, I wrote a manifesto dedicated to my college anime waifu. I mean, I feel like writing it over anime waifu is not as bad as writing it over like your first. I don't know. Let's see. Some of these might have something to read. I've got a reflective essay. Wait, is this translated? Oh, it's a retelling. Ooh, okay, I have something kind of interesting that shouldn't be too cringe, I think. Yeah, I have something. Okay, so it's like a retelling of, wait, listen, if you think that's cringe, just wait till someone writes a fanfic about you. I would adore that, though. That's the thing. If someone wrote a fanfic about me, I would think that was so cute. I'd be like, you like me enough to write a fanfiction about me? It's so precious. That's like, damn. Oh, my cat is laying on top of the thing and I'm trying to put them on. They're kind of flimsy. Okay. Ooh, it's a true crime mystery fanfic. No. I was never into true crime. I do like mystery, but I don't like true crime. True crime kind of freaks me out. It is The Fairy Queen. I think it's one of the oldest stories that's ever written. No Beowulf, but it was a story that was written in Old English. I don't think I looked at an English translation of it. Because Old English and English is different. But I made a retelling of it, so it shouldn't be too cringe. Beowulf, yeah. Beowulf is like, if I remember correctly, it's like one of the oldest like recorded stories, isn't it? Something like that. Something like that. I just remember that it's old. It's so old. But. The Fairy Queen. Canto 1, so it's like part 1. Looking out across the wide open plains, I sighed. Wide open plains and clouds as far as the eye can see. Not a bad sight, but not much help for direction. I'm gonna drink some water. I think this is just a retelling and not fanfiction, at least. God, I hope. I was on a quest given to me by the greatest Gloriana, the glorious queen of fairyland. Behind me, the fair lady and a dwarf followed on horseback. The lovely lady was dressed in the attire befitting of the most beautiful nuns, her hair wimpled, face veiled, and dressed all in a black stole, which is like nun uniform, basically. For anyone who doesn't know what that means. A wimple is like the things that like nuns wear on their heads, you know? Yeah. She rode upon the back of a white palfrey, followed by a milk-white lamb, whose innocence was comparable only to the lady's own. This lady was of a royal lineage, whose ancient kings and queens were said to have ruled from the furthest east to the furthest west, all of the land their dominion, until an infernal beast laid waste to the land and expelled them. To this order she had me compelled to avenge the fate of the land. Further back, a dwarf carried her baggage on his back. As we traveled on, the clouds became a sudden grey curtain, overcasting the anger of Jove, and beginning to pour rain upon us. We sought shelter in a nearby grove, whose tall trees clad in summer leaves promised some protection from the heavens' wrath. Within the grove, there were wide, worn paths and alleys, leading and winding further through the trees. There was fair harbor to the party. Leading forth with pleasure, the birds chirped their sweet harmonies in defiance of the tempest outside, scorning the cruel skies and praising the many different trees sailing high. We were led on by their enchanting melodies until the storm had overblown, and in our endeavors to leave back from where we had stayed, we could not find the paths from which we had first followed. We wandered a while down this path and length, to the farthest and nearest we could follow without permanently becoming lost. At last, we had decided to head forward until we found a way out of this charmed labyrinth, following the most treaded path until its end, at which rested a cave among the thickest woods. I soon bravely dismounted my courser, preparing to enter the cave. A pleasant chill vibes tonight, yeah. It was a little cringe earlier, but not so bad now. Be well aware, the fair lady warned, lest you arouse some hidden mischief in these unknown and wild places. Often fires without smoke, and peril without show. Therefore, Sir Knight, do wait a while for us to further survey the trail before you tread on. Ah, lady, I replied, it would be a shame to retract from moving onwards for fear of a shade. Virtue gives herself light, for to wade through the darkness. Yes, but, she tried, of the peril of this place I am a better judge than you, though it may be too late to wish you to return back in foul disgrace. Yet wisdom warns, while a foot is in the gate, to stay the step, here forced to retreat. This is the Wandering Wood, this error's den, a vile monster whom God and men hate. Therefore, I pray beware. Alright, this thank you for the use of aircraft. Thank you. It wasn't really cringe, it was cute. But was it? I don't think it was cute. I think it was cringe. Also, for reference, this is a retelling of the Fairy Queen, and I think I attempted to translate it 10 years ago, mind you, 10 years ago, from Old English, so that's why the phrasing's a bit odd. So don't mind that. Leave, the fearful dwarf interjected. This is no place for living men. But I was already full of fire and greedy stoicness. I could not be stayed by their warnings. I walked into the dark mouth of the cave, my armor glistening and making but small light in the darkness, like a shade. In this light, I saw it, a wreathing mass of I can't talk. A wreathing mass of flesh, with half the body of a serpent and half a body of a woman. The most loathsome sight laid out in front of me. She rested upon the dirty ground, her large tail spread out through her den, pointed with a mortal sting. Of her, there were thousands of younglings, who daily fed upon her poisonous breasts, of sundry shapes, but none pleasant. As soon as the light touched them, they amassed into a river flowing back through her mouth, and were suddenly gone. The serpent woman started up, rushing forth out of her den and hurling her tail about her head. Seeing only me, odd to point, she moved to return back to the cave, a light her burning bane, and wishing not to be seen longer. When I realized this, I leapt as fierce as a lion upon a fleeing prey, piercing her tail with my sword and forcing her to stay. Enraged, she roared out in defiance, turning back to me and threatening with her sharp sting. I quickly struck her from head to shoulder with my fist, dazing her a moment before she rekindled even more rage. She raised her body above herself and leapt at me, wrapping me in her huge train. I was unable to break free of her grasp. How was I translating Old English? I think I had used a dictionary at the time, and then I think I did my best to rewrite it in a way that would kind of make sense. That's why it kind of doesn't make sense. It does make sense, but it's very archaic, in the sense of a lot of the words used a kind of an uncommon way to use the words. So it might be a little hard to understand. I apologize. Now, Sir Knight, the Fair Lady cried out. Show what you be. Add faith to your force, and do not be faint. Strangle her, for else she will strangle you. Upon hearing this, my pain-fueled anger roused my strength, and I struggled free a single hand, with which I grasped the gorge of the she-beast. She struggled, but eventually her wraps limped, and she fell to the ground, and out of her terrible maw fled the younglings who had crept away earlier. Not wasting a moment in fury and fear, I used my blade to strike off her head. As black as coal, her life essence spewed from the lesion, spilling to the floor like lava from a volcano. Her younglings gathered round, sucking up their dead mother's blood, making her death their life, and make her hurt for their good. and make her hurt their good. I stared at the amazing sight, to see the unkindly imps, cursed of the heaven, devour their dam, and then swell and burst. My foes have slain themselves. With who must I contend? The fair lady met me outside the heiress' den. She said to me, "Fair knight, born under a happy star, you see your vanquished foes lie before you. You have won great glory this day, and are well deserving of the armor you wear upon your breast. You proved your strength against a strong enemy as your first adventure, and I pray you have many more where you may succeed as in this one." I remounted my steed, and the three of us wove our way back, the path out of the grove now clear. We headed on and sought new adventure, though it was long before we found any. Honestly, I can't. Breast sounds way too 18 plus. What do you mean? Also, what do you mean archaic from me sounds cute? Like the way that I say archaic, or like me saying archaic things? You want me to read like Shakespeare or something? I could do that. Shakespeare is what's it called again? Public domain, I think. You could read Shakespeare. Iambic pentameter. What about iambic pentameter? There's a part about sucking breasts. This is what about what? They were breastfeeding. They were babies, and that was their mother. The mother, you know, the serpent beast lady, and all of her children. You know, they sucked upon her poisoned breasts because I guess, I don't know, she has poison in her body, I guess. I think that might be why they died from drinking her blood. I don't know. Or maybe they drank her blood and they died in the sunlight. Who knows? Who knows? But if you like that kind of style, I could read something else that would be kind of similar. Let's see. I want to read something short. I want to read... What a company of errors. How long is this? Might be a little long. 12th night. How long is that? Oh, it's a bit shorter, I think. Okay. I can only imagine how your classmates must have felt during poetry class. Actually, you know what? For the little bit of time that I was in public school, I did not talk much at all. I was very shy. I was actually selectively mute. Not like intentionally selectively, but like I had like a lot of anxiety. But so most people like had never heard me talk before. There were very few times where I actually had to go up and read things, especially because I was a very diligent student, and I did get kind of comments sometimes about like, wow, you sound so fancy to me. There was someone who thought like I was like I had an accent or something. A lot of people thought I had an accent. Sometimes people still think I have an accent, but at least now it's like, oh well. I'm like from a lot of you guys are all online, right? We're not all from like the same place, so it's not like I do have an accent to some of you. You got an eye on manga here. I'm sorry. I grew up cringe and anxious, but I really liked Shakespeare and I really liked books. I loved reading all the time. But we can read some Shakespeare if you guys want. This isn't translated, is it? Wait. This is a story by Edith. That's not what we're looking for. Oh wait. Is this I think this is like not quite Shakespeare. I think this is like let's find the shortest one. Alright, the Comedy of Errors is the shortest. I want to read it. Oh shit, wait. I hope the typing is not too bad. Also, hello Kyoko, hello. You think what everyone's among us here, especially that's true. You hear water in the background? That's actually my fan, because it's pretty warm. Polar Shakespeare Library. Let's try. Jesus Christ, it's a flashbang. Alright, synopsis. Can we read the entire play? Alright. Enter Solanus, the Duke of Ephesus, with Aegeon, the merchant of Syracuse, jailer, and other attendants. Aegeon, proceed, Solanus, to procure my fall, and by the doom of death and woes and all. The Duke, merchant of Syracuse, plead no more. I am not partial to infringe our laws. The enmity and discord which of late sprung from the rancorous outrage of your Duke, to merchants, our well-dealing countrymen, who, wanting guilders to redeem their lives, have sealed his rigorous statutes with their bloods, excludes all pity from our threatening looks. For since the mortal and intestine jars twixt thy seditious countrymen and us, it hath in solemn synods been decreed, both by the Syracusans and ourselves, to admit no traffic to our adverse towns, nay, more, if any born at Ephesus, be seen at Syracusan marts and fairs. Again, if any Syracusan born come to the bay of Ephesus, he dies. His goods confiscate to the Duke's dispose. Here's being liquid cooled. I wish. Don't forget to change your GPU thermal paste. No. Unless 1,000 marks be levied, to quit the penalty and to ransom him, thy substance, valued at the highest rate, cannot amount unto 100 marks. Therefore, by law, thou art condemned to die. Aegeon, yet this my comfort, when your words are done, my woes end likewise with the evening sun. Well, Syracusan, say in brief the cause, why thou departedst from thy native home, and for what cause thou camest to Ephesus. Somehow this has reminded me, there was this story I really liked, and I'm trying to remember the name. Probably more interesting than this, also way shorter than this. I cannot finish this. I'm on like line 30 of 400. What was it? It was hold on, I have to look it up. Hold on. It is Oh, The Lion or the Lady, I think it was called. The Lion or the Lady? Oh no, The Lady or the Tiger? The Lady or the Tiger? Alright, we should be able to read this, right? Yeah. Not that this is... Well, it is slightly shorter. Alright. Do you guys know The Lady and the Tiger? It is a story I read in school. For school. I liked it though. I shall do my best to read it for you. Never heard of it? Good. I will introduce you to it. In the very olden time, there lived a semi-barbaric king, whose ideas, though somewhat polished and sharpened by the progressiveness of distant Latin neighbors, were still large, florid, and untrammeled, as became the half of him which was barbaric. He was a man of exuberant fancy, and, withal, of an authority so irresistible that, At his will, he turned his varied fancies into facts. He was greatly given to self-communing, and when he and himself agreed upon anything, the thing was done. When every member of his domestic and political systems moved smoothly in his appointed course, his nature was bland and genial. But whenever there was a little hitch, and some of his orbs got out of their orbits, he was blander and more genial still, for nothing pleased him so much as to make the crooked straight and crush down uneven places. Among the borrowed notions by which his barbarism had become semified was that of the public arena, in which, by exhibitions of manly and beastly valor, the minds of his subjects were refined and cultured. But, even here, the exuberant and barbaric fancy asserted itself. The arena of the king was built, not to give the people an opportunity of hearing the rhapsodies of dying gladiators, nor to enable them to view the inevitable conclusion of a conflict between religious opinions and hungry jaws, but for the purposes far better adapt to widen and develop the mental energies of the people. Wait, I gotta scroll down, the chat's not scrolling. Hello, Toby. Hello. I am doing okay. I hope you are doing well. Where was I? Oh, okay. This vast amphitheater, with its encircling galleries, its mysterious vaults, and its unseen passages, was an agent of poetic justice, in which crime was punished, or virtue rewarded, by the decrees of an impartial and incorruptible chance. When a subject was accused of a crime of sufficient importance to interest the king... Sorry for my hiccup. Yeah, I moved my foot down. Public notice was given that on an appointed day, the fate of the accused person would be decided in the king's arena, a structure which well deserved its name, for, although its form and plan were borrowed from afar, its purpose emanated solely from the brain of this man, who, every barley-corner king, knew no tradition to which he owed more allegiance than pleased his fancy, and who engrafted on every adopted form of human thought and action the rich growth of his barbaric idealism. I will hydrate, thank you. When all the people had assembled in the galleries, and the king, surrounded by his court, sat high up on his throne of royal state on one side of the arena, he gave a signal. A door beneath him opened, and the accused subject stepped out into the amphitheater. Directly opposite him, on the other side of the enclosed space, were two doors, exactly alike and side by side. It was the duty and the privilege of the person on trial to walk directly to these doors and open one of them. He could open either door he pleased. He was subject to no guidance or influence, but that of the aforementioned impartial and incorruptible chance. If he opened the one, there came out of it the hungry tiger, the fiercest and most cruel that could be procured, which immediately sprang upon him and tore him to pieces as a punishment for his guilt. The moment that the case of the criminal was thus decided, doleful iron bells were clanged, great wails went up from the hired mourners posted on the outer rim of the arena, and the vast audience, with bowed heads and downcast hearts, wended slowly their homeward way. I mixed that up, sorry. Mourning greatly that one so young and fair, or so old and respected, should have merited so dire a fate. But if the accused person opened the other door, there came forth from it a lady, the most suitable to his years and station that his majesty could select among his fair subjects. And to this lady he was immediately married, as a reward of his innocence. It mattered not that he might already possess a wife and family, or that his affections might be engaged upon an object of his own selection. The king allowed no such subordinate arrangements to interfere with his great scheme of retribution and reward.
The exercises, as in the other instance, took place immediately and in the arena. Another door opened beneath the king, and the priest, followed by a band of choristers and dancing maidens blowing joyous airs on golden horns and treading in epithalamic measure, advanced to where the pair stood, side by side, and the wedding was promptly and cheerily solemnized. Then the gay brass bells rang forth their merry peals, the people shouted glad hurrahs, and the innocent man, preceded by children strewing flowers on his path, led his bride to his home. You guys see what kind of story this is now? This was the king's semi-barbaric method of administering justice. Its perfect fairness is obvious. The criminal could not know out of which door would come the lady. He opened either he pleased, without having the slightest idea whether, in the next instant, he was to be devoured or married. On some occasions, the tiger came out of one door, and on some, out of the other. The decisions of this tribunal were not only fair, they were positively determinate. The accused person was instantly punished if he found himself guilty, and, if innocent, he was rewarded on the spot, whether he liked it or not. There was no escape from the judgments of the king's arena. You would take this, Campbell? The institution was a very popular one. When the people gathered together on one of the great trial days, they never knew whether they were to witness a bloody slaughter or a hilarious wedding. This element of uncertainty lent an interest to the occasion which it could not otherwise have attained. Thus, the masses were entertained and pleased, and the thinking part of the community could bring no charge of unfairness against this plan. For did not the accused person have the whole matter in his own hands? This semi-barbaric king had a daughter as blossoming as his most florid fancies, and with a soul as fervent and imperious as his own. As is usual in such cases, she was the apple of his eye, and was loved by him above all humanity. Among his courtiers was a young man of that fineness of blood and lowness of station common to the conventional heroes of romance who love royal maidens. This royal maiden was well satisfied with her lover, for he was handsome and brave to a degree unsurpassed in all his kingdom, and she loved him with an ardor that had enough of barbarism in it to make it exceedingly warm and strong. This love affair moved on happily for many months, until one day the king happened to discover its existence. He did not hesitate nor waver in regard to his duty in the premises. The youth was immediately cast into prison, and a day was appointed for his trial in the king's arena. This, of course, was an especially important occasion, and His Majesty, as well as all the people, was greatly interested in the workings and development of this trial. Never before had such a case occurred. Never before had a subject dared to love the daughter of the king. In after years, such thing became commonplace enough, but they were in no slight degree novel and startling. The tiger cages of the kingdom were searched for the most savage and relentless beasts, from which the fiercest monster might be selected, for the arena. And the ranks of maiden youth and beauty throughout the land were carefully surveyed by competent judges in order that the young man might have a fitting bride in case fate did not determine for him a different destiny. Of course, everybody knew that the deed with which the accused was charged had been done. He had loved the princess, and neither he, she, nor anyone else thought of denying the fact. But the king would not think of allowing any fact of this to interfere with the workings of the tribunal, in which he took such great delight and satisfaction. No matter how the affair turned out, the youth would be disposed of, and the king would take an aesthetic pleasure in watching the course of events, which would determine whether or not the young man had done wrong in allowing himself to love the princess. The appointed day arrived. From far and near the people gathered and thronged the great galleries of the arena. In crowds, unable to gain admittance, mashed themselves against its outside walls. The king and his court were in their places, opposite the twin doors, those fateful portals, so terrible in their similarity. All was ready. The signal was given. A door beneath the royal party opened, and the lover of the princess walked into the arena. Tall, beautiful, fair. His appearance was greeted with a low hum of admiration and anxiety. Half the audience had not known so grand a youth had lived among them. No wonder the princess left him. What a terrible thing for him to be there. As the youth advanced into the arena, he turned, as the custom was, to bow to the king. But he did not think at all of that royal personage. His eyes were fixed upon the princess, who sat to the right of her father. Had it not been for the moiety of barbarism in her nature, it is probable that lady would not have been there. But her intense and fervid soul would not allow her to be absent on an occasion in which she was so terribly interested. From the moment that the decree had gone forth that her lover should decide his fate in the king's arena, she had thought of nothing, night or day, but this great event and the various subjects connected with it. Possessed of more power, influence, and force of character than any who had ever before been interested in such a case, she had done what no other person had done. She had possessed herself of the secret of the doors. She knew in which of the 2 rooms that lay behind those doors stood the cage of the tiger with its open front, and in which waited the lady. Through these thick doors, heavily curtained with skins on the inside, it was impossible that any noise or suggestion should come from within to the person who should approach and raise the latch on one of them. But gold and the power of a woman's will had brought the secrets to the princess. And not only did she know in which room stood the lady, ready to emerge, all blushing and radiant, should her door be opened, but she knew who the lady was. It was one of the fairest and loveliest of the damsels of the court, who had been selected as the reward of the accused youth. Should he be proved innocent of the crime of aspiring to one so far above him? And the princess hated her. Often had she seen, or imagined that she had seen, this fair creature throwing glances of admiration upon the person of her lover. And sometimes she thought these glances were perceived, and even returned. Now and then she had seen them talking together. It was but for a moment or 2, but much can be said in a brief space. May have been on most unimportant topics, but how could she know that? The girl was lovely, but she had dared to raise her eyes to the loved one of the princess, and, with all the intensity of the savage blood transmitted to her through the long lines of wholly barbaric ancestors, she hated the woman who blushed and trembled behind that silent door. When her lover turned and looked at her, and his eye met hers as she sat there, paler and whiter than any one in the vast ocean of anxious faces about her, he saw, by that power of quick perception which is given to those whose souls are one, that she knew behind which door crouched the tiger, and behind which stood the lady. He had expected her to know it. He understood her nature, and his soul was assured that she would never rest until she made plain to herself this thing. Hidden to all other lookers-on, even to the king, the only hope for the youth in which there was any element of certainty was based upon the success of the princess in discovering this mystery. And the moment he looked upon her, he saw she had succeeded, as in his soul he knew she would succeed. Then it was that his quick and anxious glance asked the question, which? It was as plain to her as if he shouted it from where he stood. There was not an instant to be lost. The question was asked in a flash. It must be answered in another. Her right arm lay on the cushioned parapet before her. She raised her hand and made a slight, quick movement toward the right. No one but her lover saw it. Every eye but his was fixed on the man in the arena. He turned, and with a firm but rapid step, he walked across the empty space. Every heart stopped beating. Every breath was held. Every eye was fixed immovably upon that man. Without the slightest hesitation, he went to the door on the right and opened it. Now, the point of the story is this. Did the tiger come out of that door? Or did the lady? The more we reflect upon this question, the harder it is to answer. It involves a study of the human heart, which leads us through devious mazes of passion, out of which it is difficult to find our way. Think of it, fair reader, not as if the decision of the question depended upon yourself, but upon that hot-blooded, semi-barbaric princess, her soul at a white heat beneath the combined fires of despair and jealousy. She had lost him, but who should have him? How often in her waking hours and in her dreams had she started in wild horror and covered her face with her hands as she thought of her lover opening the door on the other side, which waited the cruel fangs of the tiger. But how much oftener had she seen him at the other door? How in her grievous reverie she had gnashed her teeth and torn her hair when she saw this start of rapturous delight as he opened the door of the lady. How her soul had burned in agony when she had seen him rush to meet that woman, with her flushing cheek and sparkling eye of triumph. When she had seen him lead her forth, his whole frame kindled with the joy of recovered life. When she had heard the glad shouts from the multitude and the wild ringings of the happy bells. When she had seen the priest with his joyous followers advancing to the couple, make them man and wife before her very eyes, and when she had seen them walk away together upon their path of flowers, followed by the tremendous shouts of the hilarious multitude, in which her one despairing shriek was lost and drowned. Would it not be better for him to die at once, and go to wait for her in the blessed regions of semi-barbaric futurity? And yet, that awful tiger, those shrieks, that blood. A decision had been indicated in an instant, but it had been made after days and nights of anguished deliberation. She had known she would be asked. She had decided what she would answer. And without the slightest hesitation, she had moved her hand to the right. The question of her decision is one not to be lightly considered, and it is not for me to presume to set myself up as the person able to answer it. And so, I leave it with all of you. Which came out of the open door? The lady or the tiger? What do you guys think? How's my voice sound giving you shivers and making you tired? I'm glad. It sounds like you enjoyed it. There is no answer. As far as I know, there is no answer. Nobody knows whether the lady or the tiger came out. I almost said tiger. You did? I'm glad. I really liked that story. I read it before in school, and I always really liked it. It's very fun. Who do I think came out? The tiger. I think probably the tiger. You know? It's difficult though, right? I mean, if you're barbaric, you would probably pick the tiger. Probably. Because if you were able to put someone else's, like, happiness above your own, which you should be able to do if you love someone very dearly, then you would pick for them to marry the lady. But considering your own future and the suffering you would have to endure for a very long time, possibly the rest of your life, you know, you would probably pick the tiger. I actually felt like I was in Dark Souls 3 and the narrative was here. Yeah, the tiger's cool, but I started. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I love stories. I love stories so much. This kind of makes me want to read more stories to you guys. Would you guys like that? I enjoyed this. I had fun. I liked it. I love this story. I love this story. It's so, like, you could argue that it was either the lady or the tiger. You could say, but if she truly loved him, she would pick the lady, right? But then she would have to suffer. If she didn't love him that much, maybe she would pick the tiger. But maybe if she didn't love him that much, she would be able to get over him marrying the other lady. Your voice is great for reading. Thank you, thank you. Should I leave you stream running and fall asleep, or some lo-fi music? Because after that I'm really tired. And I hope you have a good sleep. I will need to go, actually, because I need to wake up early tomorrow. I'm mostly listening to the background, so I'll miss some stuff in the story itself. I just enjoy your voice. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy my voice. There was a time there was a long time where I was very scared of using my voice. So I'm very proud, I guess, to be able to use my voice now. I'm proud of myself for the progress I made on overcoming anxiety and being able to talk and use my voice and find a little bit of confidence. So I'm really glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm really glad I could share this story with you guys. It is definitely a struggle to keep up with listening to stories. I feel that because I can't either. Oh, how you can't stand loud and proud. Yeah, ora, ora. Yes, I have grown to appreciate my own voice. It might not be the best voice out there, but it's not like it's a bad voice, you know? It's the voice that I have. I think it has its own good qualities. Everyone has their own good qualities. More fanfics, perhaps, please? Like, more fanfics that I've written? Or more do you want me to go find some fanfictions to read? I appreciate the alarm warning, thank you. Not the best voice is such a humble statement. Well, it's not the best voice out there, but I think it's pretty decent. You have never heard a better voice in your entire life? More that I wrote? I couldn't find any other ones that I had written. So the best I've got is the Pathfinder campaign that I'm writing. I could write something though, But I feel like if I'm writing something on stream, it would end up kind of funny. I'll have to go back to the VOD to catch the latter part of the fic. Came in here late today. That's okay. It was actually a lot shorter than I thought it was gonna be. I'm still awake. At 5 a.m. I'm broken. I'm so sorry. Well, thank you for staying with me even though it is 5 a.m. I will be going to sleep now though, because I have to wake up early, and I went a bit late yesterday. But I will end the stream now. I will find some to read, and I hope that you guys will get some good rest tonight. I will not see you on stream tomorrow, but I might see you in the Discord tomorrow. Let me find something to read though. Wait. You're so handsome and brave, and you always come here to say hi to me. Thank you. Do I get some goodnight kisses before I go? Yes, you do. First, I will find someone to read. Then I will dole out your farewell goodnight kisses. Do I have goodnight wishes for my dog? Goodnight wishes for your dog. Wait, goodnight wishes for your dog or goodnight kisses for your dog? I would totally give your dog kisses goodnight. I like dogs. I like cats. I like animals. Dogs are pretty cute, right? Dogs are cute. Let's see. Let us find someone to read. Let's see. I feel like I'm looking at a naked person in all of these thumbnails. I'm very concerned. I feel a bit concerned of some of these thumbnails that I'm seeing. Alright. You want some sniffer before the end of the night? Alright. I see. I think you smell pretty good. Hey Kyoko, this is my first stream with you. Yeah, I'm glad it was your first stream with me too. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't come to the morning streams because I got Hawkeye stuff to do. Well, I'm glad you're confident enough to call it Hawkeye stuff. I hope you have nice morning Hawkeye stuff to do tomorrow too. Because I will not be streaming tomorrow. But I think we have found our raid target. I think. Alright. I will end the Twitter stream. Goodbye, Twitter. Alright. So, thank you guys all for coming tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the really bad fanfiction at the start, and also The Lady or the Tiger. It was very, very fun to read, and I really want to read some more stuff to you guys now. It was fun. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night tonight, or if it is morning for you, as it is for some of you, if you have just woken up, like Rambo, I hope you have a wonderful day today. I will not see you on stream tomorrow, but you will see me again on Monday, so you might see me in Discord tomorrow. Though I will be going out for a bit tomorrow, so I don't know when I'll be home. I love you this much. Oh, you're so cute. I love you guys very, very, very much. Thank you for spending the night with me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day tomorrow. Do lots of fun things tomorrow. Enjoy your days off. Make sure you eat something yummy and drink lots of water, okay? But thank you guys for coming. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Alright. Goodbye. Thank you for coming and bye.